All right, we would like to welcome Dr. Trevor Cates. We first met Dr. Cates. She was one of our speakers at the Be Healthy Utah conference in May, and we very much appreciate her coming on board. She has a big following. She's very well known, so it was very nice to have her come to our conference and to be a part of it. Liz is going to explain a little bit about who Dr. Trevor Cates is, and then we'll go from there.
All right, so Dr. Trevor Cates is an author of the best-selling book, Clean Skin from Within. She became known as a spa doctor after working in world-renowned spas and was the first woman licensed as a naturopathic doctor in the state of California. So that's pretty impressive.
That is pretty impressive. Very good.
She has been featured on The Doctors, Extra, First for Women, and Mind Body Green. Dr. Cates has her own PBS special, Younger Skin from Within, and host of the Spa Doctor podcast. She believes the key to healthy skin is inner and outer nourishment with non-toxic ingredients. Dr. Cates' the Spa Doctor skincare and supplement line are formulated with natural and organic ingredients designed to help and achieve the clean and natural path to confidence and beautiful skin. So thank you for joining us. We're so glad that we're able to be with you for this time, because we realize that a lot of people don't think about the skin. They know of the stuff that they bring in their body, but they don't think about how important their skin is, and also what they do put in their body, it manifests in their skin.
So one of the things that you did is you, in your book is called Clean Skin from Within. You talk about 5 different skin types. I didn't know there was 5 different skin types. So can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I wanted to help people really understand that their skin can give them messages about their overall health, because our skin, it's our largest organ and it's right on the surface of our bodies. It is a really great tool. That's why I call it our magic mirror that gives us great clues about overall health. So when I was writing my book, I was looking at patterns in my patients and really wanting to look at the root cause of what was going on. Skin just types, people think dry, oily, mature, sense. Those are good descriptors, but they don't really give us information on how to effectively treat the skin with this more holistic approach. So I decided to redefine skin types, and I created these 5 different skin types based on the patterns I was seeing in my patients, and also based upon the root causes behind them. So I found that there are 6 root causes behind skin issues, but not everybody has all 6. So with these 5 different skin types, I gave them all human names because I see my patients as people, not just a skin issue.
You named them after patients? This is the George skin type.
So they're Amber, Olivia, Emmett, Sage, Heath, so they're Amber, Olivia, Emmett, Heath, and Sage. So they're human names, but each one has to do with the root causes behind them. That's how they're categorized. And certainly there are things that show up on their skin to help people identify which those are. And I created an online quiz to help people identify which these are, which of the skin personality types they are. And people can go to theskinquiz.com. theskinquiz.com. It's a free online quiz, and that way they can find out which of these skin types they are, and then start to go after the root causes behind them. And these are basically their tendencies that we all have. I mean, everybody can take the skin type. I mean, there is a healthy, normal skin type. That is an option, but most people realize that we all have these tendencies to skin issues, whether it's breaking out in acne or a tendency to sensitive skin or hives or eczema, which was my issues mostly when I was a kid and what got me interested in this. But also, there are people that tend to get rosacea or a lot of different things, but everybody's got, you think about it, how many people have their skin weakness, whether recurring infections or a number of different things that people can get.
So what are some of these things that are impurities that we have that we're taking in our body, or what is it that's manifesting in our skin?
Well, they're with the root causes behind skin issues. They have to do with inflammation is a big one, and I call it skin inflammation because a lot of times it's internal inflammation that shows up on the skin as a skin issue. So
That's exactly what I always tell patients. It's like, you know, if you got a skin issue, it's a gut problem more than likely. There's something
yeah.
inside that's manifesting. So exactly perfect.
Yeah, and inflammation ties into another one of the big root causes, which you just mentioned, which is gut issues, microbiome
Right.
imbalances. So we have the gut microbiome. We also have a skin microbiome, and there's a direct connection between those. And the research is showing more and more about the gut skin connection, even the gut brain skin connection, and the connection that the microbiome and the microorganisms that live in our gut and how those play a role in our skin, and then how the microorganisms that live on our skin also help protect. So those are a couple of root causes. Also hormonal imbalances, nutritional deficiencies, oxidative damage like from sun exposure or environmental toxins. So these are some of the things that if we can get to those root causes and we address those, I mean, as you know, you can not only help with skin, but so many other health conditions are related to these root causes.
Yeah, people don't realize how it's all interconnected for sure. Now, you have in your book, you talk about a 2-week, kind of like a 2-week plan that you put together. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I lead people through a 2-week plan on my book, Clean Skin from Within. And the reason why I created it as a 2-week program is I was doing a similar 2-week program when I was at the Waldorf Astoria in Park City, and I was doing a weight loss program years ago. And when at the end of the 2 weeks, my patients and people going through the program would say, Dr. Cates, it's amazing. I've lost all this weight and I feel great. What really surprises me is my skin. I didn't know
That's
my
a common
skin
one. It's true. Yeah.
looked so good. And so I realized at that point that so many people were missing this opportunity to look at skin in this way, because the conventional approach to dermatology is to cover it up and suppress it. Or for women, a lot of times it's just how to wear more makeup to cover up these blemishes or these issues that are really just your body trying to tell you something. So instead of ignoring or suppressing it, really trying to get to the root cause. So when I realized that, and I saw the power in that with the 2-week program, and it's only 2 weeks. I mean, everybody's can do a 2-week program. When I first came out of school, I had an 8-week program, and that I realized that's a lot for people. And then I got it down to 6 weeks.
Sometimes it's baby steps, right? You know, especially these patients that are not used to doing anything. They're eating like crap. They're doing, so it's like, okay, can you just give me a couple of weeks, and then you'll see the benefit, like you said. But isn't that kind of where the spa doctor came from? Was when you first were working at the? I remember reading that about you.
So I was working at the Waldorf Astoria, and people, would be called the spa doctor. And then when I left the Waldorf, I'm not working there anymore. But when I left, I just kept the name, and then
which is awesome, because that's a great name for you. You know, the spa doctor. That's perfect. Yeah.
Thank you.
What are some of these tops? Oh no, do you want to continue with that?
Yeah, so I was going to say with the 2-week program, what I did tweak it a little bit after, running all these people through, and then I started really focusing it on skin to focus on that. And so there are 4 different aspects of the 2-week program, and they're clean plate, clean slate, clean body, and clean mind. So the clean plate are the foods to eat, foods to avoid, that help address these root causes, like eating more anti-inflammatory foods and eating foods that help support the gut microbiome and the skin microbiome. And then clean slate are the products we put on our skin. So getting rid of a lot of the toxic ingredients and why that's so important, and what to replace them for that are actually going to help the health of the skin. And then clean body is also other ways to reduce toxins in the environment. And clean mind has to do with stress management and mindfulness practices, because that plays a role in skin also. A lot of people get stressed out about their skin issues, and the stress can actually worsen skin problems, especially things like eczema or autoimmune types of skin conditions like psoriasis, vitiligo, a lot of these chronic skin issues. It just gets triggered by stress.
I love your 4 names. I love your 4 names of that. That's a good way to put it
and
together.
It's also an easy way to break it down to make it really help people to just distinguish it. So the big one is your clean plate one. What are some of these triggers that people are consuming that's being affected by their skin?
Yeah, so the biggest one, the number one food that I think is the biggest issue for skin is sugar. And you're probably not surprised to hear that, because as you know, sugar is a big problem with being a pro-inflammatory food, creating problems with digestion with the gut. And also because and sugar's everywhere. And it's not just what people think of as cane sugar, but also anything that causes the blood sugar to increase, to cause it to spike, and to not do it in a more gradual way, which is, of course, we need our blood sugar to change throughout the day so that we can have some energy. And but a lot of us are going through these spikes, these up and down spikes. A lot of people are going through that, and it's a very unhealthy thing that goes on. And when it comes to skin, what happens is when we have these big spikes in blood sugar, it will cause an increase in the hormone insulin. And an increase in insulin triggers excess sebum production, the oils in the skin, as well as excess androgen activity, which is one of the things that leads people to break out in acne.
I didn't know that it did that. It caused an increase in sebum. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so it's one of those really important things. One of those big root causes is blood sugar, especially for what I consider what I call the Olivia skin types that tend to have more of that oilier or more acne prone skin. Blood sugar is really important. Managing blood sugar is really important.
Excellent. So some of the things that you do, like, are you currently seeing patients at this time? Or are you kind of doing more of what you do in terms of just getting the word out via book and communication like this?
I do a small amount of patient care now, but for the most part, it is educating the consumer, speaking, and growing the Spa Doctor company, bringing more awareness that way.
Okay. So one of the things that I always wonder myself is, because there's a lot of bad stuff in makeups and things of that nature. What are some of the biggest ones that people should be aware of? And then after that, I guess to add to that, it just because it says natural or organic, does that mean it's always safe?
Definitely not. I mean, there are definitely regulations around the word organic, but when it comes to the word natural, there's really not a lot of regulations. So just a lot of it's marketing. And, certainly I think that there are a lot of good natural skincare lines out there, but I think there are also a lot of people trying to claim that their products are natural when they're not really that natural.
Mm-hmm.
And there are also claims like hypoallergenic, and that doesn't really actually mean anything. And they're people that have sensitive skin oftentimes go for those hypoallergenic products, or people assume that they're going to be cleaner, more natural because it says hypoallergenic, but that's definitely not the case. It's very unfortunate that there's a lack of regulation in the skincare industry. So I say I think it's important to be educated on some information and also know where you can find good resources. Of course, my book Clean Skin from Within, I have a whole section on clean slate and 50 ingredients to avoid, and then healthier alternatives to include. So just to give some examples, a lot of personal care products contain fragrance. And fragrance is not one ingredient. It's a whole bunch of different ingredients, and it only needs to be listed as one ingredient on the label. But unfortunately, with most of the fragrance out there, they contain synthetic ingredients, and some of these have hormone disrupting effects, these endocrine disrupting chemicals in there. Like, for example, diethyl phthalate, DEP, is a type of phthalate or plasticizing agent that's used in fragrance to help the smell last longer. But unfortunately, it is one of these hormone disrupting chemicals. And so the problem is we get exposed to so many of these in the environment now, and our air, water, food, and personal care products. So whatever we can do to reduce our total exposure to these toxic chemicals, like these endocrine disrupting chemicals, the better off, because these endocrine disrupting chemicals, what they do is they'll bind to hormone receptors and either mimic hormone function or change the way that the hormone receptors can function and the way that hormones can function in our body. And now we've seen a connection in the, especially with the, these endocrine disrupting chemicals in relationship to increases in thyroid, problems with thyroid disease, infertility, certain types of cancer like breast cancer, prostate cancer. So we know that these chemicals are in our environment now more than ever, and it's just, we need to do everything we can to decrease them. So I mean, a simple way to start reducing exposure is through your personal care products and just trying to choose something that's either fragrance free, or maybe that's instead scented with organic essential oils, and which is a nice alternative for people. So that's another one. I would say another big one that people use are some of the sunscreen ingredients, and things like oxybenzone is another endocrine disrupting chemical that is in a lot of chemical sunscreens. And so instead of using chemical sunscreen ingredients like that, looking for those that contain zinc oxide, a mineral based sunblock, and then also being mindful, like wearing hats, staying in the shade, like you guys are outside and you're in the shade. And so, doing things like that, being mindful of the effects of the sun.
One thing I realize is being like, as a mom, you have to be the advocate for your children too, because I know, like, I just went on a Girl Scout camp with my daughter, and they were going out to the lake at 9 o'clock in the morning. They were just going from 9 to 10. And these moms were just lathering their kids up with a sunscreen. And my daughter, she's like, well, my mom won't let me have it. And the kids are like, well, you can use some of mine. And she's like, no, my mom won't let me have it. I'm like, you do not need it at 9 o'clock in the morning. You're going to be out there for an hour. You don't need this. And so I think we have to be mindful, and it's okay to not follow along, like kind of what everybody else does, because I'm worried about my daughter's skin, and I don't think that
just health in general.
Yeah. So I don't think that she needs to have that at that time, 9 to 10 o'clock in the morning. And,
especially if they've got clothing on that time of day, it's cooler, hats and, wearing clothing that provides some protection is also a great option. Yeah, because there are some concerns if we're always putting these products on, we are absorbing these not only through the skin, but people use all these sprays. And so then they're also breathing them in. And that has a whole other layer of concerns of toxicity, of how, when you inhale them into the lung tissue. And even the, these mineral sunblocks that are a healthier option, if they're nano-sized particles or these teeny little particles, and you're spraying those and then breathing them in, they could actually create some damage in the lungs, and also the absorption of those. So yeah, there are still concerns about it. So shade, hats, covering up is great.
So at what point did you say, okay, I've been educating people on this, I've been doing all this, I'm going to take the leap and start my own skincare company? Because that's not just a small little thing. So tell us a little bit about kind of why you decided to do that. And you can, go ahead, pub your company a little bit. What are some of the things that you sell? Is it just makeup, or do you do the lotions and other kind of skincares and things of that nature?
Right. So, when I was doing those 2-week programs at the Waldorf Astoria, a lot of my patients would ask me for recommendations for natural skincare lines, because I was telling them, choose natural products. Let's get those toxins out of your personal care products. And they would come back to me and say, Dr. Cates, I'm just not liking the effects that I'm getting, the results that I'm getting, and I'm having a hard time really knowing if these products are truly clean.
Right.
And so I started to look at it, and I realized there was a huge need for a science plus clean skincare line that I just couldn't. I thought about private labeling something, but I couldn't even find something that I would put my name on, because so many of the products, either they're not truly clean, and or they're just not made that well, so they're not going to give people the results and help support healthy skin. Our skin, it has this incredible natural barrier and this mild acidity to it, the skin microbiome. And it has this opportunity to help protect our bodies and our skin and stay healthy. But so many of the products that we put on are not just toxic, like I talked about, but disrupt that balance. And that mild acidity, we actually need products in a 4.6 to 5 pH range. And a lot of soaps and other products have a high pH, so it disrupts that. So that's why I was looking at all the research, I realized there was something missing, and I found a formulator to help me create a line. And so that's why I launched about 4 years ago. I created a 4-step skincare system. It's the Spa Doctor's Daily Essentials 4-step skincare system. Because what I wanted to start with is the products that you use every day, because that's the most important thing. Those products that you're getting, that are touching your skin every single day. If you go once and have a treatment every few months, your body, it does a good job of clearing stuff out and rebalancing if you're eating healthy from the inside out. But it's those products every day. So that's why I created the 4-step Daily Essentials. So it's a cleanser, serum, moisturizer, and an oil blend, and they work beautifully together as a system. People can find those at thespadoctor.com. Doctor is abbreviated DR, so THESPADR.com. And since that time, I also have a facial exfoliant, a pearl and rose petal facial exfoliant, because that was another thing that my patients were asking for, was something to help with exfoliation. I also have some supplements that I sell to help support and address the root causes. And then I have some new products coming out at the end of this year. So very exciting. Some body products, as well as a purifying face mask that I'm super excited about. That again, it's all going along with the idea of truly clean and natural. I mean, the highest quality ingredients, the cleanest ingredients, and formulas that are made correctly for the pH of the skin that helps support a healthy skin microbiome. And I started it for the face, and then people kept saying, what about the rest of my body? I need other products for that too. Yeah. So that's why I'm doing an extension of the line.
So do you have like a shampoo and conditioner as well, or is that like the next phase?
Not yet, but it is something that people often ask me about.
I get asked that all the time. Yeah,
our scalp is part of our skin. The skin microbiome on our scalp is different than the rest of the body. I mean, it's different all around the body, but it's fascinating to learn about it, and what helps support hair growth and all of that. So yeah, I've been looking into doing that. I haven't done makeup. Makeup's a little bit tricky, and I didn't want to start with makeup because I truly believe if you can address the root causes, you don't really need makeup. Because the idea is, with makeup is usually you're trying to cover something up, especially with foundation and things. And really, if you're addressing the root causes, you don't need it. And so what I'll oftentimes recommend is like a tinted zinc oxide sunblock if people want some sort of coverage on their face, and then like a mineral mascara and lip gloss. And that's really, let's just keep it simple and just let your natural beauty shine. So I might do some makeup at some point, but right now I want to focus on helping people get healthy skin.
Excellent.
People are really shocked. I'm 46 years old and I don't use foundation.
Yeah, that's great.
Because
well, let's be honest, she doesn't wear makeup a whole lot either.
Well, it's kind of like eyeliner, mascara, lip gloss, and I'm good. That's what I kind of feel like. A little bit on my eyebrows now.
Yeah, I'm 46. You said you're 46. I am too.
Yeah. But I will say, one of the hard things that I have had to switch over is trying to figure out that shampoo and conditioner.
Mm-hmm.
So that is it's a little bit trickier to try to change that over. But all of these other things, I don't want people to feel that it's hard to switch over, because it's not. You make some wonderful products that people can easily switch over, and it's not hard. You still look beautiful when you're able to use these products. So thank you for creating these products that people can have a go-to instead of using these things that are very harmful for their skin.
Right. And working at the Waldorf Astoria and also at St. Regis, I realized people love their women especially love their luxurious skincare products. So I didn't want to compromise luxury. That was the other thing that people would say to me is, but if I do natural, then I'm going to I'm going to smell kind of funky. I'm like, I'm not going to smell good. I'm not going to enjoy that whole pampering experience. And that's definitely not what I wanted people to experience. So we use a really beautiful blend of organic essential oils so that people still have that luxurious feel and smell when they're using the products.
So tell us again where they can go to the quiz. Tell us also where they can find you, where they can reach out, so that you can get all your information out, so whoever's listening to this will be able to contact you or find out more information or buy your product.
Awesome. Yeah. So the skin quiz is theskinquiz.com. And my website is thespadoctor.com, THESPADR.com. And you can also find us all over social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you are, at the Spa Doctor. Just remember, doctor is abbreviated. That's the only thing. If you go to doctor spelled out, I think it's a jacuzzi repair site. So
yeah, you better check that out to make sure. you never, that's true, because you never know. Like my office is Mountain West Chiropractic. Well, there's a Mountain West Chiropractic in Nevada too.
Right.
They got that name before I could get it, So yeah, it's kind of funny how that all works, right? That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your knowledge and expertise. Now, what is the name of your book again? Tell them the name of your book, and where can they get that at?
Yeah, Clean Skin from Within. People can get they can get it at bookstores and on Amazon, or they can get it at, we actually have a special going on right now. If people go to book.thespadoctor.com. So basically it's just the website with book dot in front of it. Then they just pay the shipping and handling of $9.95 to get it to them, and the book is free. It's just the shipping.
Well, thank you.
I know when you brought it to our conference.
Yeah, you brought like 10 copies and they were gone.
They were gone.
There you go.
Yes, and people were so excited about it. And afterwards, I even had a gentleman come up and say that, his daughter got one, and she was so excited to get your book because she had been following you and realized the importance that you bring to this world. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. Like I said, our conference was incredible. We appreciate you being a part of it. It was an awesome experience, and we're just, next year we're going to make it bigger and better. So thanks again for being on. Thanks for sharing some of your wisdom. Now, do you have another book coming out anytime soon?
Not right now. I'm sure we'll down the road.
Don't ask me that question. Those things are hard.
She's working on the line.
That's right. You got other things in the fire, right?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Appreciate your time, and have yourself a wonderful day.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.